The Stephen Greer documentary about
the lost century.
Yeah, the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. So let's go through that. Do you mind just taking a moment and share? You have a certain number of patents. I don't know what the number is, say 30 something patents.
No, it's right now we have over 9.
Hey, this your boy Dave. Now, Terrence Howard was recently on PBD podcast talking about, actually the article or the headline that got me was they stole my patents. Now, I watched the interview and I didn't hear anything of him saying that they stole my patents verbatim, but the interview is nonetheless interesting. I'm going to start to hear where they're kind of talking about patents, and we're going to pull some stuff up, which, hey, the ChatGPT, we're going to pull up the USPTO database, which is United States Patent and Trademark Office. We're going to pull up, kind of look up on Google, and I want to get your guys' feedback, your guys' comments, so please comment in the comment section below on, do you think maybe kind of Google or the USPTO has taken Terrence Howard's patents, has, maybe suppressed his kind of inventiveness or kind of what he has done. I'm going to give you kind of my take on why I think that may be the case. I would love to hear you guys' feedback in the comment section. Some housekeeping items. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. I'm a 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with patents, trademarks, copyright. So when I saw this, they stole my patents. I said, this is going to be something great that I can break down and kind of bring to the audience and hopefully provide some value to you guys. So they're essentially picking up right now on Steve Greer, which PBD had on, and Steve Greer's a big alien proponent, or person who talks a lot about aliens, as well as the government taking people inventions, which they can do via the Invention Secrecy Act that I think PBD had kind of spoke about, where to the extent that they think it's kind of national security or something along defense or something like that, they can more or less take your invention, stop you from maybe using it, stop you from putting it out there. And there's some crazy stuff that's going to go on in this interview that I would love to get your guys' feedback on. But this is the first thing we're going to talk about, where Terrence Howard is kind of talking about the number of patents he has. And I'm going to pull up some stuff that may, like I said, lend to why the government and the USPTO, Google, they may be suppressing this information or taking this patent. So let's go and again, hit that like button, and I would love to hear you guys' comments in the comment section. Let's go.
90 something separate patents. We have 30 different trademarks and copyrights, but most of the stuff are hard patents.
And the patents, are they all in the States? Or
all in the States. Well, I've got them worldwide. You started filing them here, but a lot of them are redundant patents in other countries.
What is this, Rob?
So let's check this out. So number one, I will say that you don't necessarily have to file here in the U.S. You can kind of file in whatever country you want to first, and then go into other countries. So if you want to file in Germany, you can file in Germany. If you want to file in China, you can file in China. If you want to file in Japan or another country, you can do that, and then maybe file in the U.S. kind of later on. But typically, at least for U.S. inventors, they file first here in the U.S., and then they maybe file in other countries as well. Or you file a PCT application, which I think he was hinting at in terms of worldwide patent application, and then you can just national phase that application in different countries that you're seeking patent protection in. So he is right in a sense. It's kind of the wording is a little bit maybe not as accurate in terms of redundant patents. No, you filing up what is called typically. I'm assuming he's talking about a PCT application, which is a single application, and then as opposed to having to file multiple separate applications in each country, you can just take that PCT application and apply it in these different countries that you want to go into. But this is the thing that's interesting. I'm actually kind of blow my screen up because I definitely want to kind of have you guys see this, because I think this is this is interesting. So this is on ChatGPT. Remind you, this is on ChatGPT. This says Terrence Howard, known for his active career, has been active as an inventor. According to a 2025 analysis, he has filed 94 patent applications. Look at this is from ChatGPT. So again, I think this is going to be the title of this of this actual video. Is ChatGPT more accurate than Google? Is it more accurate than the United States Patent and Trademark Office? I'm going to show you why here in a little bit. But it says he has filed, according to in 2025 the analysis, this is ChatGPT saying this, he has filed 94 patent applications with 60 granted. So that means he has filed 94 of them. I know he was on Joe Rogan. I did some breakdown interviews, and I'm like, hold on, man, I'm pulling some stuff up, and I'm kind of looking at the USPTO website. I think it was on virtual reality, real reality, and kind of merging the two. And like, hold on, he did have and it seems like some of these patents was not granted, and it seemed like that may be kind of virtual reality, real reality merging was maybe one of the ones that wasn't granted. But again, according to ChatGPT, it said he has 60 patents granted. In other words, saying that 60 patents were awarded to him. Over 80% of these patents are active. So that means they're active. His innovation span various fields, including the augmented reality. I think that's the one he was kind of talking about on Joe Rogan that I did a breakdown of, the AR virtual reality. Apparently, he had some stuff in jewelry design and modular construction system. So that's interesting. I'm going to play it a little bit more, and then I'm going to kind of stop, and I'm going to bring up some stuff that kind of contradicts what ChatGPT, again, this is ChatGPT, and this is what ChatGPT is saying. I'm going to play it a little bit, and then I'm going to pull some stuff up that is saying how, or that contradicts what ChatGPT is saying. Let's go.
That's just how many, according to
94.
ChatGPT.
Okay, according to 94 patents with 60. Okay, perfect. So you got 94 patents.
So look at 94 patents, 60 is granted. So let me kind of stop this for a second. I'm gonna pull up the United States Patent and Trademark Database. This is where all the patents are housed. So if you kind of go to the USPTO and you can kind of search by a number of factors. What I just did was I searched by the inventor name Terrence. Well, I put in his middle name, Deshaun, but they only came up with 3 patents. This one was from 2011, and 2010. So these are 3, or at least patent applications. They don't even have them as granted. It's just an application. So these are only 3. Now, obviously, he may have some in a company name, but again, when you file a patent application, you still have to give the inventor. So even if he was to have something, for example, I can search by the applicant. The applicant is, for example, the applicant can be a LLC, it can be some other company outside of the inventor. But on all patent applications, you still have to put the inventor on it. Even if the inventor doesn't own the patent or the patent application, you still have to put the inventor name on the patent application when you file it. So on all the inventions that were owned by Terrence Deshaun, which is, Terrence Deshaun, pretty unique middle name, going with Terrence, only 3 comes up. And you see here, this is the United States Patent and Trademark Database, USPTO. This is their official website of the United States government. It's only pulling up 3, which we just saw in ChatGPT. It pulled up, said that he had 94 patents with 6 of them granted. I'm gonna show you guys one more thing before we get back to playing the rest of the article. Again, I want to hear from you guys because this was interesting as I kind of pulled it up, and it's like, okay, is the government in cahoots against Terrence Howard? This is Google. I just typed in actor Terrence Howard patents. This says Terrence Howard has filed patent applications, including one for system merging virtual and real reality, but no patents has been issued to him. This is something that this is on Google. But as I said before, we have just looked at the fact that, at least according to ChatGPT, so it seems like people are getting their information from different databases. Google is saying he's filed many, but he doesn't have any. The USPTO website has only have him down for 3 patents. However, or 3 patent applications, I should say. And ChatGPT is saying he has over 94 filed applications and 60 granted patents, which you guys should be asking, hold on, why the discrepancy between ChatGPT and the United States Patent and Trademark Office and Google? And that hence the Invention Secrecy Act, which the United States government can, when you file an application, they can essentially make it secret such that, again, if it's dealing with defense or national security, for example, if it can disrupt the energy, which I think they're going to talk about the oil industry, they can make that patent a secret, and therefore it's not searchable or ascertainable by kind of you and I or the general public. So it seems like ChatGPT has it can have some, I'm not sure where it's pulling this information, but it's definitely contradicting what the United States Patent and Trademark Office says. But again, if you have somebody telling you that they've filed a number of applications and you only can search 3 of those applications, I would guess that some of those applications have been made secret by the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or essentially the federal government. Because again, it's no way you're going to have 94 filed applications and only 3 of them are in the U.S. and the other 91 are in foreign countries. Matter of fact, to the extent that you do have if it's a secret application, which is just one of the things that I maybe don't understand, because if it's deemed secret, if you file in the U.S. and the U.S. government say, hey, we're not going to let anybody see this because of national security, because of defense, typically you can't file those in other countries. So that's the interesting thing, because he's saying, hey, you have redundant patents. You file first in the U.S. and then you file in other countries, which I agree that is kind of more or less the process of how it works. But if your application is deemed secret here in the U.S., until it's no longer a secret or under that kind of secretive investigation. You cannot file in other countries such as China, such as Japan, such as India, such as say Germany, for example. So this where it gets a little bit interesting. So let me kind of pull back up the rest of the actual. This is one a little longer than I wanted to go this particular video, but let's kind of pull up the rest of the article, the video, and kind of finishes out what Terrence has to say. Let's go.
What new findings, what have you found where the average person can benefit from? And if you're sitting there, you said this is worth in the trillions of dollars, and you and I are speaking before, you're like, if another country gets their hands on this,
it's an end of America.
What have you found?
Well, we've been able to innovate. The first thing that everybody already knows about is the tangential flight with linchpin. We have provided tangential flight, the ability to fly around your own center of mass, and unlimited midair bonding. I mean, it's the end of cranes for the linchpin, because no matter how large the project is or how small it is, linchpins can modulate and cover over air, over land, over sea. You have flight vehicles that deal with, that are able to deal with the air or deal with space or deal with water. You have cars for the land, but you don't have anything that is ubiquitous to all of these mediums. And that's what linchpin is able to do. So when I say it's the end of cranes, so you have that. We've innovated flight. We've innovated geometry by having unlimited bonding. We've innovated lighting. We've innovated with our energy systems. And what I wanted to share with you, one of the biggest things that I talked about with the Howard comma, its ability to pull energy directly from the van der Waals or from the 0 point. We've already provided a means to do that, to where you don't have to pay for any energy anymore. The same thing when I talked about beryllium, utilizing beryllium, even though there was some idiot chemists that came out and said that what I said concerning beryllium was wrong, but I dare them to compare beryllium to, or
like, then that's pretty much where we're going to finish up, man. Hey, he gets deep, and I must say, man, initially I don't want to say called, but I thought maybe he was a little bit cool, but let's just say PBD actually had a NASA physicist on, Dr. Yu, which I'm not going to play that part, at least on this video. And I want to say he went toe to toe, but a lot of things that Terrence Howard said, Dr. Yu, who's been with NASA for over 17 years as a physicist, kind of, not kind of, but agree with them. And it seems like kind of Terrence Howard is well read up on this particular topic. So again, man, shouts out to Terrence Howard. And I think he's got to go to be around for a while as it relates to the science. Obviously, he's a little rough around the edges in terms of not having, the traditional schooling as it relates to kind of science and physics and kind of math and things like that. But he's definitely more or less self-taught, which again, that's not necessarily an issue here. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think Terrence Howard is kind of cool or crazy, or do you think some of the stuff that he's saying has merit to it? Definitely, like I said, one of the things, especially when we're talking about patents, him talking about him having 94 patents and 60 of them granted, yet the USPTO and Google says otherwise. Why is that? That's something that should have us asking questions as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular video, and I'll be with you guys on the next one. Take care.